Good afternoon. For some of you that don't know, I had a shoulder surgery back in August. My shoulder still is not 100%, so I kind of slacked off getting ready for bow season. And due to that, I didn't shoot my bow at all because I physically couldn't. My bow season was cut really, really short. I only went hunting 4 days this year on a shortened weekend. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday hunt. That's all I had a chance to do this year. I didn't even draw my bow. My bow was still sighted in from last year. After last year, I shot my 8-pointer. I put my bow on a shelf, and it sat there, knowing I was going to have shoulder surgery. So I didn't do anything with it. I know it's not the best way to do it, but I left it sighted in. I didn't touch it. Had my shoulder surgery. Wasn't even sure I was going to be able to bow hunt. But long story short, the hunt started Thursday morning. I didn't even try drawing my bow. I wasn't even cleared to draw my bow until the Monday before from my surgeon. So Tuesday, I went and pulled my bow back. It wasn't exactly comfortable. It was kind of painful, but I was like, hey, I'm only going to have to pull it back twice at most because we're allowed to take 2 deer on the property we're hunting. I was able to get it back. Looking back now, I'm glad I didn't even have an opportunity to harvest a deer, because one of those things is you always got to make sure your gear is up to snuff. And just now, as I unloaded my truck, I realized that my gear, my bow was in need of some tuning and some maintenance, and I'm glad that I didn't actually have a chance to harvest a deer or even take a shot at a deer. I'll show you here in just a second what I'm talking about. All right, the first thing I noticed here, and it's not even the biggest deal, because if I'd have noticed it beforehand, I could have fixed it. It's something easily fixed in the field. Is if you look, my peep sight is not lined up. That peep sight should be just like this. So if I go over this way, you look at the bow 90 degrees off. When that arrow, or when the string comes back, and I'm going to tilt the camera to simulate it, this way, that string is canted. I should be able to look through this peep sight this way at the sights. With that peep sight being almost 90 degrees off, that's no bueno. Now, I could have fixed it in the field pretty easily by moving my string loop, which is loose, which is something that I would have been nice to get my bow tuned beforehand. But to do that, I would have needed to shoot my bow. So that would have been a quick fix, because this way, when I pull, when I put my release on and pull, that gets my peep sight lined up, or for the most part lined up. Granted, I'd have to, get it lined up a little better. That's something that's quick and easy. If I'd have noticed that at first light before a deer came in, I could have easily went with that, and that would have not been a big deal. Now the second thing I noticed is, after this, like I said, and I noticed this because I wanted to see just how much my shoulder's getting stronger. Literally, it's getting stronger by the day. So, like I said, I had noticed this when I hooked my release to it and went to draw it back, and this didn't line up, and I was like, oh, crap. So, after I let that back down, I kind of noticed that, and I hit this lever, which locks the rest up because it's a drop away, and I was like, now let's see if you can really notice that. But see, I was like, that's loose. That's not good. So like I said, I locked it up, and I was like, started playing with it, and I was like, oh, hey, look, that's not good. That's not something I could have fixed in the field, because, well, quite frankly, I don't carry Allen wrenches with me in the field. I don't hunt in an area that's more than a few minute walk back to my truck. So if something happens, I just walk back to the truck. So, but that's, definitely, the bow definitely needs to be, tuned and sighted back in now. So that's something I got to work on for next season. So definitely check, and I learned my lesson. definitely check your gear before you go out. Like I said, it was a little bit different circumstances. Normally I do a little bit different circumstances this year, given the fact that, like I said, I was healing from surgery. If that Tuesday I went to draw my bow back and I couldn't, I was going to go out and get a crossbow for this year. Not real big on crossbows, and you know, people can argue with me. It's just, you know, if it works for you, it works for you. It's not my thing. I'd rather have a bow. But you know, the fact that I wanted to hunt this year, I was gonna have to have a crossbow if I wasn't able to actually draw this back. So, like I said, check your gear. Like I said, I learned my lesson. Now that my shoulder's getting stronger, I'm gonna switch these broadheads out for field points and get this bow tuned up and start shooting it again and make sure I'm ready for next year, or even late archery season if I can have a chance to get out. All right, thanks.